What's up, Roxstars? It's Rox, and this is just a little bit of talk about what's at the top of the blog. So let's get to it. Alright, you guys, absolutely nothing really exciting going on in the gossip world. So we're gonna get through this, child, but nothing that's making me excited. First up, let's talk about this Pepsi campaign that everybody is so upset about. A commercial that Pepsi and the Jenner team thought would be clever and cute and smart to put out, that some feel trivializes the fight against racism and in particular the Black Lives Matter movement. So I saw the commercial. I'm sure you have seen the commercial. If you haven't seen the commercial, this is it real fast, like, okay, Kendall Jenner is modeling somewhere, and outside of the building that she is taking pictures in, there is a protest that's going on. Okay, she has on her blonde wig and she is paying attention to the photographer, but then she also looks out the window and she sees one particular protester, catches her eye. He kind of winks at her and like, come on out here and join us. And she looks back at him, you know, gives him the okay to here I come. Okay, so she snatches off her blonde wig and she runs out there to the protest with everybody else. Okay, now everybody look real happy and excited in this here protest, not the protest that we are used to. Kendall Jenner then goes up to a line of officers who are in riot gear, and she gets a Pepsi and she hands it to them, and the police officer takes the Pepsi gladly, and all the troubles of the world, all the racism ills are cured right then because this beautiful white woman has given them a Pepsi. The crowd of protesters cheer on in support. Thank you, girl, for saving us all. Now that, I will admit, is not how I looked at the commercial when I first saw it. As a matter of fact, when I first saw the commercial, I couldn't figure out what the problem was. I was like, I mean, yeah, you know, I can kind of see why it wouldn't be the best, but I didn't really understand why people were so mad. It wasn't until I was watching CNN and I saw Van, you know, my man Van. He explained the fact that it seemed that they were making light of this issue, this very serious social issue in America right now, and the fact that they have this pretty white woman who has not publicly spoken or been in any type of support, as far as we know, for any type of protest or movement when it comes to racism or something like that, Black Lives Matter, for them to put her in there, you know, then I could see, okay, yes, maybe they are trivializing this situation. So, you know, sometimes you just need people to point it out for you. So then I understood, but still, the overwhelming outrage that a lot of people had, I didn't get that. I'm sorry. I don't know if that makes me any less black, but I didn't get that upset. I just felt like, okay, it was a stupid commercial, and you know, maybe Pepsi needed to think that out a little bit more, but you know, so social media always makes things bigger, okay? Social media has its good and bad points, I always tell you that. In this case, the pressure from social media and many people chiming in, even the late great Dr. King's daughter Bernice saying, if only my father knew about you know, Pepsi, and many other memes that you know, made fun, poked fun at the theme. That was when Pepsi had to finally pull the ad, okay? They said that they missed the mark. They apologized. There was not going to be any more further rollout on this campaign. They were pulling the entire thing. Okay, you will see no more Kendall Jenner handing the Pepsi over to the riotous police anymore. I was just like, child, you know, I had seen an episode of the Kardashians, and I saw that Kendall was having some anxiety issues. I was like, y'all gonna put this poor child right over the edge. This is gonna be it for her, because she was very proud of the campaign. I had even seen on her Instagram, I went back and looked, and I saw that she was very proud of this campaign, and she was expecting everybody else to love it as well. So the fact that y'all didn't, okay, not only did you not love it, y'all hated the fuck out of it. Yeah, an eye-opener, I'm supposing, for the Jenner team. and Pepsi to maybe, you know, maybe if you're going to talk about social issues, you might want to think things out a little further. But anyway, you guys, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about this commercial. Were you guys overwhelmingly outraged, or did you just think, yeah, that's a stupid, like me, okay? Give me your reasons. Tell me if you felt that social media made a mountain out of a molehill, or if this was something that definitely needed to be said, and we got the cola giant Pepsi to understand that we ain't gonna take you guys trivializing shit that's serious to us any longer. Whatever you guys feel about it, leave it in the comments below. It was so windy today, you guys. Okay, Mel B, she filed for divorce from her husband of 10 years. You guys know him, Stephen Belafonte. No, not the Belafonte that is related to Harry Belafonte, even though we all thought that when they first got married. He had implied it. As a matter of fact, Mel B said that she thought that he was a Belafonte, that he was Harry Belafonte's son, up until 2 months after she got married to him. Okay, so they already got married on some fraudulent ass shit. But supposedly Miss Mel B is now ready to leave her husband of 10 years because she says he mentally and physically abused her, which came as a surprise to many people because they've always put forth a front, at least publicly, that their marriage was happy and they were supportive of each other. Now, as they're going through this divorce, we find out that he'd been choking her out. He done punched her in the face in Australia. He done punched her in the face in Prague. Sometime he thought that she was flirting with Usher or some shit. She was supposed to be performing with the Spice Girls, you know. She also says that he made her participate in threesomes with various women, and that he even impregnated their nanny of 6 years, okay, and then had the nerve and the gall to tell Mel B that he wanted the nanny to have a baby and all of them live together as one big happy family. Mel B was like, nigga, is you crazy? Motherfucker ain't finna sit up here with your black ass and this new baby that ain't came from my cooch. I don't think so. Okay, so supposedly she put her foot down then. He used her money and got an abortion for the nanny. But ever since that happened, you know, shit just done ran sour. I guess it would, right? Okay, so all the shit that she's been going through with him. Okay, they say that she's tried to get out of the marriage a few times, but he has threatened her and said that he would release sex tapes that he had of her if she did. Okay, so he was sort of blackmailing her as well. So she stayed, but now she can't do it any longer. Stephen Belafonte says that he is being set up, that this is not true, that that did not happen. You know, Mel B never did call the police in any of these incidents. Okay, so it's really her word against his word. So he is saying that she's saying all of this because he would stand to get 25% of her income in spousal support had she not come up with something to combat that. So he's saying that she's saying that it was physical and mental abuse because she doesn't want to pay him. She was the sole breadwinner there. So the fight is over this money. Now that she's going through this divorce, she has gotten a restraining order on him. Can't come within 100 feet of her, I believe, you know, her or their 5-year-old child. It looks like the courts are at least taking her claims of domestic violence, you know, seriously. So we'll see what comes out of this divorce if she is able to prove that he did these things. They're saying that friends are happy that she finally got away, so maybe there were some witnesses to it. I don't know. I don't know if it is true or false. We will see. That's all I can say is we will see. If he was doing all this shit to her, then he absolutely does not deserve anything. Motherfucker, go out and get a goddamn job, okay? What has he done the whole time that they have been together? Nothing. You have not seen him do anything. He got married on the strength of being a Belafonte. He wasn't even that. I remember actually people saying that Mel B, you know, had that she was trying to kind of hook another one, as she had just been coming off of the shit with Eddie Murphy. And remember, Eddie Murphy swore that she was the spawn of Satan and out to get her, you know, his money. So there was some talk that the only reason why she married him in the first place is because she thought that he was part of Harry Belafonte's family, you know, was kind of marrying into this whole black Hollywood royalty thing. So we'll see, you guys. But if all this was going on, good for her that she has finally got away, even though it took 10 years and probably a lot of stress in her life. Nothing like getting free from a motherfucker that's beating you up. Okay, so more power to her. We'll see what happens in these next months if it turns out to be true. So I read a story the other day that Suge Knight came out and said that he knew who killed Tupac. And that it wasn't the Crips like we all thought that it was, from Tupac getting into a fight with the kid. I can't even think of his name right now. I can see his face clearly. Anyway, Suge is saying no, it wasn't them. Instead, his ex-wife Sharitha Knight and former Death Row security chief Reggie White Jr., they are the ones who tried to kill him. And it was all part of a plot and scheme to get control of Death Row Records, because if he was killed, then they, you know, they would take control of the company and get all of the money. When I was reading it, I was just like, what? Now, this is crazy, okay? It just didn't really make sense to me. The words supposedly did not come directly from Suge Knight, but instead it came from his attorney, Thaddeus Culpepper. And supposedly Culpepper signed this affidavit saying that Suge Knight had told him this. And I was just like, see, I'm gonna need a motherfucker to open their own mouth and say it, or else I'm not gonna believe it. Not in something like this that's already been very scandalous and very you know, it's just been so many stories and so many theories that may or may not be correct. Like, I can't go by the what happened to attorney-client privilege? Since when do the attorney just tell what the fuck they damn client said? So I have a problem believing this story. It didn't make much sense, again, because I was thinking to myself, like, you know, they're saying that this was the first of many other attempts that they tried to kill Suge Knight. But even up to the One Oak thing out in LA when he got shot all those times, he didn't have Death Row Records by then. So they still was trying to kill him. Why? Just because they felt like it, you know, mad that they didn't get the company and now they won't kill him just on GP. Like, it didn't make sense to me. Shortly after that story came out, then his son came out and said that is bullshit, that they're just trying to get money off of this story as they have all this time. His father is in jail. He ain't said none of that shit. And I am inclined to believe the son. I know a lot of people really hate Suge Knight, and Suge Knight has done, you know, a lot of shit that's gotten him where he is today. But in this case, when you just really think about the story and think about all of the theories that you had, this one does not make any sense. I'm saying, for me, as an LA native, you know, it just doesn't, I don't believe it. I'm sorry, I don't believe it. You guys tell me what you think, though. Do you think that Suge Knight's wife tried to kill him? Why would this come out now? You guys saw the video that I posted about the advertising boycott on YouTube yesterday? Okay, well, here's another person that has been affected by an advertiser's boycott, Bill O'Reilly. Evidently, there are very large advertisers that are pulling out their support of Fox News because Fox News has continued to have Bill O'Reilly's show on when he was involved in multiple settlements against women who had claimed that he had sexually harassed them. Now, that story came out from New York Times. I was like, boy, these damn these journalists is really doing their job a little too well, huh? But New York Times put the story out there. The advertisers began to find out, and then the pressure of some organizations, the National Organization for Women and the Color of Change, they began to call for Bill O'Reilly to be fired. So there's been extreme pressure on the network to fire him. The problem with firing Bill O'Reilly is he is their #1 show on the network. He brings in hundreds of millions of dollars for the network, and they ain't too keen on just letting, you know, hundreds of millions of dollars walk out the door. As a matter of fact, they knew about all of these settlements and accusations, and they extended his contract. I believe his contract was supposed to end either last year or this year. They extended his contract because they couldn't be worried about what a couple of bitches was saying that Bill did to them. We talking about this money right now. And up until then, the money trumped everything. I say up until then because it looks like Fox News is not going to be able to withstand the pressure because advertisers pay. You know, they had the same kind of issue with Don Imus. Was that his name? You know, some years ago. Now it looks like Bill O'Reilly has fallen victim if you want to call the nigga a fucking victim with his crazy ass to the same fate. Yes, I know that your boy, you know, your president tweeted that he thought that Bill O'Reilly was a good person and that he, you know, didn't believe he did anything wrong. Just stupid. He's just a stupid ass. I mean, he's a motherfucker that grabs whole pussy, so of course he would not think that any type of sexual harassment that Bill O'Reilly might be doing to other women could be wrong. So we can't worry about what Donald Trump says. He's a stupid ass motherfucker anyway. Can't stand his ass. Anyway, you guys, we'll see if Bill O'Reilly is able to survive this. They say that he makes $18 million a year. I am hoping that Bill has been putting some money away. Because if I know these advertisers like I think I do, they have a lot of power in that pocket. So, something tells me that the pressure that they put on them is eventually going to hit Bill O'Reilly where it hurts, as it should. So Mary J. Blige was on The Breakfast Club the other day, and she talked about her new album that's coming out. Many of you guys will be happy to know that she sounds like, at least, this album has gone back to the Mary that we knew of, the Mary that was going through shit, the Mary that was involved in drama, the Mary that was trying to find her happiness. She says that this new album that's coming is all about, you know, women being strong, finding their strength. And that's the Mary that we normally like. I don't know if it's too little, too late. We will see when the album comes. Somebody actually asked me the other day, was I looking forward to her album coming out? No, I'm not looking forward to it because I haven't liked Mary's music in quite some time. Love all Mary's old music. Stays in rotation quite a bit. But new Mary, these last few albums, like, no, you know. So it will be a very welcome surprise if it is, you know, reminiscent of, y'all saw what I did with that? If it is reminiscent of old Mary, I'm hopeful. Let's say that. I'm hopeful. Maybe she's gotten some of her old people together and they didn't put the formula together. You know, get that crazy ass Sean Combs and see if they can make magic. But in the interview as well, she talks about her divorce. Okay, probably the hardest thing that she's ever had to go through. She said that she was married for 12 years to Kendu Isaacs. You know, I've talked to you guys about Kendu extensively. The shit that he wants from her out of this divorce settlement. Remember, he wants somewhere around $100,000 a month. And she's like, I am not paying him that. Okay, he is not getting that because he did not make Mary. He did not make Mary J. Blige. I was already big. I was already something when he came into the picture. Yes, he helped. He was my manager. But I shouldn't have to take care of him and his family. We don't have kids together. Those kids, you know, even though I might love them, I don't need to take care of them. And his girlfriend, or friends with an S on the end. Evidently, Kendu out here, you know, while he's actively married, falling in love with other women. Mary said that she even thought about possibly trying to be in a relationship with him while he still was in a relationship with these other women, but it got to the point where even that wasn't gonna work. And I was just like, wow. She was considering sharing him. That's how much she loved him. But, you know, the heart wants what it wants. He had then got so disagreeable that he didn't even want to be around Mary no more. He wanted to be with the woman that he was in love with. So she said that shit wasn't gonna work. Oh, hold on, y'all. It's raining. So, you know, the interview was good. It talked about a whole bunch of different things. The main thing, though, was the divorce and what she's going through and how, even though it has been very hard and very draining, that she's happy because it also has brought her back to feeling like she's Mary, like old Mary again. Ain't got to worry about the nigga and all his hoes. She can only worry about herself. Sometimes, you know, the people that you love, you just can't be with them. Okay, this is clearly one of those times. So, good for Mary. I like Mary, even though her interviews are always depressing to me. I don't know why. She just never seems to be very... She just always seems very... she just has like a personality. I guess she's a Capricorn. I think she is a Capricorn. And actually, she probably is a lot like how I am. Because when I'm not in itsrox mode, you know, people always be like, what's the matter? And I'll be like, nothing, I'm just chilling. Okay, so maybe that's might be how she is. But she says that right now it's the rain before the rainbow. Hopefully she comes through this without having to get that nigga all her fucking money. Because damn, that's a whole lot of money to be given to somebody that, you know, you didn't build together, you know, with. So we'll see. Hold your head up, Mary. I say it all the time. It looks like Mary has learned a lot from this relationship. Sometimes that's the best that we can do. Alright, you guys. Okay, so last Friday, it was about 6:30. I got home from work and I started getting all of these messages. Alex DM'd me, and then S in Houston texted me, and then my friends up in LA started texting me and calling me, and everybody was asking me if I was okay. I was like, the fuck are y'all talking about? Why wouldn't I be okay? Did something happen? Well, evidently so. Alex tweeted me a video of a raging fire on Highway 85, and I looked at that and I was like, damn. For those of you guys who live in Atlanta, you guys know that the 85 freeway is a fucking nightmare even when the shit is not on fire. The fact that it was right at the beginning of you going into downtown, and that it also was right on the you know, the edge of Buckhead, this was a terrible place for the freeway to have collapsed and you know, burned up like this. As a matter of fact, I was really shocked that there was absolutely nobody over there that got hurt, considering how, you know, how heavily populated, how heavily traveled that 85 freeway is. They say that actually the police was able to stop the traffic, like the flames was underneath the highway and it was coming up over, and that it was so big, the flames were so big, and the smoke clouds were so black, people were driving through it, but eventually they stopped the traffic. So I guess that's why nobody was hurt up top. But you still, I mean, you still would have thought that it was people down below. Anyway, we find out the next day nobody got hurt. The collapse happened, and you know, they were investigating, trying to find out what happened. I thought that maybe it was some chemicals underneath there, a pipe or something like that that had burst and blew up. But no, that's not what they say. Okay, a couple of days later, they tell me that a homeless man by the name of Basil Ellaby was down there smoking crack with two of his homies. The shit got out of hand. Some shit about him setting a grocery basket on fire. I said, a grocery basket on fire? A basket is wire. Since when does that catch on fire? I don't know the full story, okay? But they say that he was smoking crack. The shit got out of hand. He lost control of the flame. And the next thing you know, this action, just lighting the lighter, turned into all of that. The story sounds crazy, right? All right. I'm not a conspiracy theorist by any means, okay? But when you listen to a fucking story like that and you think of one crackhead that's down there and that small thing turns into something that big, it just doesn't make sense. All right. Now, I also know that huge brush fires happen in Los Angeles just from a cigarette, and burns down communities. So I mean, it's possible. They say that underneath that section of the bridge, it was gated off, and there were some construction supplies and, you know, machinery and chemicals down there, and all it would take is for someone to set it, to drop a light and catch onto those chemicals that are highly flammable, and that's what happened. Okay, that's the story that they gave, but when I listen to it, it sounds like they have got a classic case of scapegoating here. A homeless man who has absolutely no voice, 3 crackheads that are down there, you know, they have arrested them. He got criminal damage to property, and then his homies got criminal trespassing. So it you know, that's the story that they gave us, and I mean, I guess we're gonna have to go with that, okay? But it doesn't make any sense. Now, as far as the traffic, it is like I said, that is the worst freeway, even when it's not on fire. I try to avoid going on that freeway. The only time that I do is when I get my eyelashes done. So now I'm gonna have to change the day, you know, maybe go on the weekend, because going from work is gonna obviously, you know, be a problem. But I just can imagine the traffic and the headache, the loss of business that the businesses are getting over there. I mean, people are going to avoid that area like the plague. I think they closed 4 exits over there, and 4 exit on the 85 heading into downtown, into Buckhead. No. That is bad, bad, bad. Now, they're saying that the shit will be back up by June. We'll see. I know a little something about the Department of Transportation, and I'm sure that this is at the top of the list, getting this shit back up and working. I'm sure this bridge the project has been put ahead of everything else, okay, because that cause and that much traffic and that much of a snafu, I'm sure that is something that they're trying to avoid. So yeah, you guys, that's what it is. I still haven't been over there. I don't plan on going in that direction anytime soon, but hopefully they'll get it back up by June. We'll see. You guys, and then lastly in quickies, okay, Rick Ross. You guys remember that kidnapping and pistol whipping case that he had when he had to beat a motherfucker ass, the groundskeeper, because the groundskeeper had a party at his house while he was gone. Y'all remember that story? I told you guys about it. I kind of understood why he might needed to whoop somebody's ass. Well, the case has gone to court and they have settled. So they say that he pled no contest to 1 felony count of aggravated assault. They say he was sentenced to time served. He's already spent time in jail, remember, for all that happened. He has to pay a $10,000 fine, and because he is a first-time felon, that they're going to strike all of this, you know, it's going to be stricken from his record. First-time felon, all them raps about what he do, y'all. Y'all better not believe the hype. But good for him. He says that he's happy that he's put it behind him. He did have some misdemeanor charges, you know, carrying a pistol, and, you know, beating a motherfucker up and all this other shit, you know, and they gave him 5 years of probation, but he is able to travel out the country and he doesn't have to wear an ankle bracelet anymore. So, you know, large victories for him. He will still be inconvenienced having to meet with probation officer, I'm sure, but I'm sure he's glad that it turned out as well as it has, that he has avoided jail time. Tupac will be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame on April 7th. I feel like I did this story already, or was it maybe it was about Jay-Z. Did I do this story already? If I haven't, he's going to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame on April 7th. Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre will be doing the honors at the Barclays Center. Good for Tupac. They are starting to let quite a few rappers into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Will the Hip Hop Hall of Fame ever get started? We'll see. Congratulations are in order to Jessica Dime. Okay, she has found a man that is going to make an honest woman out of her. And I'm happy for Jessica Dime. I knew that she looked different. She had a different kind of sparkle in her eye on this show. A kind of sparkle that, you know, when you got you a fucking man, you don't need these niggas no damn more. She has landed herself an NBA baller by the name of Sean Williams. Now, I tried to find the team that Sean Williams plays for now, but he is in between teams, okay? They say that he played for Detroit last, but he's looking for a new team. But congratulations to Jessica Dime. You know, she posted a picture of her wedding ring. It said, "God is good." Okay, the future Mrs. Williams, and it is a beautiful, very nice size marquee diamond, very understated and not a whole lot, but a very large, nice size diamond on a invisible diamond, you know, setting the ring on the side. Oh, it's just beautiful. Just beautiful. You guys know I love rings. So I'm happy for her. My advice would be to Jessica Dime, do not bring your man on fucking Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Okay, as a matter of fact, don't even invite Mona to the fucking wedding. Bitch, better safe than sorry. Speaking of engagements, congratulations are also in order to 51-year-old Martin Lawrence, who is engaged for the 3rd time. This time he is going to be getting married to a nurse by the name of Roberta Moritfar. Okay, so he's not fucking with actresses and, you know, entertainment folks no more. Decided to go the professional route. Congratulations to him and her. I haven't seen a picture of her. Is she black? You know, Roberta Moritfar. That almost sounds Middle Eastern. I don't know what that sounds like. It just doesn't sound. I ain't never heard of a Moritfar up until now. But child, you know, it could be. She might be black. It don't really matter, huh? Why even ask? And while we're congratulating these engagements, we also have to congratulate New Jersey native Ifeoma White Thorpe. And she is the 12th grader up in New Jersey who has been accepted to Harvard, Yale, Columbia, UPenn, Cornell, Brown, Dartmouth, Princeton, and Stanford. Congratulations to her. She is a young black girl who is the 2015 National Selma Speech and Essay Competition writer. That is a huge honor for seniors, and she has been accepted everywhere that she has applied for, so good for her. She says that she wants to study biology and that she wants to pursue a career in global health. So, you know, love to hear stories like this. Okay, good for her. I'm gonna give her the fist pump of righteousness. You know, Rocky love when we hear our black women, no matter how old they are, when they are doing it. And baby girl is doing it. We don't know where she's going, but wherever she ends up, she is sure to be doing well for her future. Congratulations to Miss Ifeoma White Thorpe. And lastly, finally, you all can breathe a sigh of relief. TLC's Kickstarter album will be released on June 30th. Y'all can look for a video and photos, the promotion of the campaign to be coming out somewhere next week. I think they said around April 18th, 19th, 20th. And right now, all they need now from you guys is for you guys to help them with the name of the album. I said, fuck Tion and Chili. Are you singing on the album? You need them to do that too. Look, I get it. They want this to be a total fan participation album, and they have definitely left it to the fans to do everything. So it would only make sense if you guys participated in titling the name of their last album. I believe this is supposed to be their last album together, okay? So if you got some great ideas for old T and C, y'all let me know what you think the new album should be. How about y'all put it down in the comments below? Alright, you guys, let me get off of here. We do this every single week, so make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you come back. Until next time, Roxstars. Bye.